In 1971, a psychology experiment was designed to last 2 weeks. It was shut down after just 6 days, not because it failed, but because it worked far too well. A simple question sparked the experiment. What happens when ordinary people are given absolute power over others? Psychologist Philip Zimbardo believed behavior was shaped more by environment than personality. To test it, he created a controlled world and stepped inside it. A newspaper advertisement asked for male college students to participate in a paid prison study. The volunteers were screened: healthy, psychologically stable, ordinary. By chance, the volunteers were split into two groups. One group became prisoners, the other became guards. The prison wasn't real, at least not at first. It was built in the basement of Stanford University. Bare walls, locked doors, no windows. On the first day, everything felt awkward. The guards played their roles carefully. The prisoners laughed nervously. It all felt temporary. Uniforms were introduced. Prisoners lost their names, replaced with numbers. Guards gained authority and anonymity. By the second day, the tone changed. Guards began enforcing strict rules. Punishments appeared, small at first, but deliberate. Prisoners began internalizing their roles. They stopped correcting guards. They stopped pushing back. Some stopped making eye contact. The guards escalated psychologically: sleep deprivation, humiliation, control through fear. Several prisoners began showing signs of emotional collapse: crying, anxiety, confusion. Some begged to leave. The most unsettling discovery wasn't the guards' behavior. It was how quickly everyone accepted it. Zimbardo later admitted something chilling. He stopped seeing volunteers and started seeing prisoners and guards. The experiment was scheduled to run for 14 days. It didn't make it halfway. It took an outsider, a visiting psychologist, to ask a simple question: why are you letting this continue? On day 6, the experiment was terminated, not because of physical harm, but because of what it revealed about human behavior. Participants later described the experience as deeply disturbing. Many were shocked by who they had become. The Stanford Prison Experiment became one of the most controversial studies in psychology. Ethical standards were rewritten. The conclusion was uncomfortable. Under certain conditions, situations can override morality. The experiment is still taught today, not as a warning about bad people, but about systems that reward power. If you were placed in the same situation, would you act differently? The experiment ended in 6 days, but the question it raised never ended. If stories like this fascinate you, subscribe to The Odd and Unusual for more real experiments, mysteries, and strange truths about human nature.